I don't know. It seems that today there's a lot of shock value, and with just all of these very pretty images, and a lot of times the renderings don't look anything like the actual thing, like we saw with the new Texas Ranger Stadium, how the renderings don't look that bad. Like, I was pretty pumped, and then like it's so dull looking, especially the proof. But like, I've been with people and we've tripping past it, and they've said it's pretty cool, and I'm just quiet, because I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
just like roast it, but like, I mean, it's a brand new stadium, and that's a feat in itself. But just in looking at what was promised and then what's delivered, it's like, well, we had to cut some costs somewhere, even though the form is basically the same, and that happens almost too often. And then that comes back to how much should the architect stick to that original agreed upon drawing, because something that's important about Roark in the Fountainhead is he isn't necessarily, I'm going to design it exactly how I want to, but as long as you agree to the first set of drawings, which I feel it phrased that way, is there's a little bit of a conversation, at least, because he has to know what kind of house, how many buildings, or like, he has to know something, and then once they agree, then there isn't any nitpicky changes, or, oh, we'll save you 37 cents a doorknob or something, and I'm sure you've had those probably very mind-numbing conversations.
I
oh,
had one today, as a matter of fact.
oh, really? Over what? just
Yeah, it was
just oh my.
so I'm doing a multifamily project in Carrollton, and um, you're arguing over um, the cost of uh, what it costs per square foot for sod, or what it costs per square foot of crushed granite, or what it costs per square foot of steel in this certain area. And oh, if we substitute this material out, it'll save us, you know, 30 cents a square foot. Like, well, yeah, but it's going to change the whole look of it. So no, we're not going to agree
Yeah.
to that. So
and
yeah, it's every day is a fight. Um,
and so that fight is mostly with the contractor pleading with the client to save any money possible, essentially, which really means the contractor earning more money. Like, it seems that's the argument.
well,
Does
it's not
it's
necessarily that cut and dry. It's
no.
the client is saying, this is what my budget is. The
Mm,
contractor's trying to work to get down to that budget. Um, the costs for anything, seem very fungible or malleable, and the costs that were yesterday are all of a sudden different today. One of the things that we found out, because it's a multifamily building, and so
mm-hmm.
there's a great deal of wood construction for it. It's 2 floors of concrete and 4 floors of wood construction on top of it. Well, the
Mm-hmm.
price of wood now in the COVID era is at a 6-year high. And so
Wow.
so when the contractor first started pricing the job 4 months ago, they had, X amount for all of the wood framing that is necessary to build a building. And
Yeah.
now just the delta between 4 months ago and today is $1.1 million. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, through no fault of anybody's, because Lowe's and Home Depot went out and bought all this wood because everybody's doing their home projects because they're staying at home.
Yeah.
There's a spike on a material that you would have no idea that. So we had a project that was in budget. Now it's $2 million over budget because of one material, because of one issue. And so how do you combat that? And so you have to, dig deep and try to find other ways of saving the project money. in order to get it built the way you envision it being built without compromising the overall quality of it. And it's through no fault of anybody's. I mean, it's not the fault of the contractor necessarily.
Huh.
It's not the fault of the architect, certainly. But you know, those are the realities of dealing with it. You know, and I've told you over and over again, it is so damn hard to get anything built because it's a fight from day one, whether it's an unexpected spike in prices or whether it's the fact that, you know, some subcontractor is really greedy and is, you know, gilding his prices beyond, you know, what should be normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a deliberate, all out fight to get something built the way you envision it, and you have to make the right decisions on it.
Yeah, and it seems like there are plenty of times, yeah, we could change that door and knob or footing or that flooring or what have you, but it seems that you can only really know through doing a lot of them and being involved with a lot of them to know at what point does it really compromise everything. Because a question I was going to have is it easier of a process if you can do design build and you are the contractor as well, assuming you can do it efficiently and properly. But it seems that it's so up to the market. I mean, the reason Bilbao is titanium is because titanium dropped and whatever covering he would have had on it went up, you know, and
Right.
it's like, okay,
Well, he
titanium it
was going to do
is.
it out of stone originally, but
Oh, really? It's gonna be
yeah,
stone? I don't.
yeah.
I that's. I actually kind of want to see that because is it just like a stone veneer essentially,
Yeah, of
or
course it is.
oh,
Yeah.
okay? Because I don't know. I was thinking something a lot thicker because it's stone, but still to get double curved stone, you just have to carve it, I guess. Like,
Yep, exactly.
but that means each piece is super well, but that's also how he operates, you know, and
Yeah.
like I will design the program in which I will design everything. That's just like a level I'm trying to ascend to of not even being reliant on Rhino or SketchUp or Brevit or any of these things that do have their own limitations because they also are so in depth as well that breaking it down to what is more the essence versus just adding on and on seems to be a trick more so than it being all kinds of overwhelming or just beyond even necessary at times.